Aquarius, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. This is a message for Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign, Aquarius energy. So if this has popped up on your feed and you're like, I'm not an Aquarius, so this isn't for me. Oh no, it's for you. If this has popped up on your feed, because this is an energy reading, there is something in this message, if only this one time, that you absolutely need to hear. It always shows up just at the right time. And Aquarius, this is where your message begins. Oh, you better stop. 78 cards in this deck, and this is the one that pops up. This is your energy. This is it. You're owning this energy. This is you. Work, own, hello. Okay, so what does it mean when I'm not a magician, guys? This card doesn't pop up because I have sleight of hand. It popped up because there's something here about you owning everything that you are and you knowing who you are. And so first and foremost, this is a message of strength and solidarity, or strength through solidarity. If somebody comes at you this week, you know who the fuck you are. You know what you are and what you stand for, and they don't have a shot in hell of bringing you down with accusations or implications that you are something else, because you are certain of who you are. You are also capable of rising above and aiming high. Now, rising above doesn't mean ignoring. And I think a lot of times people, especially like nice people, nice is different than good, folks. You know what I'm saying? They're always like, oh, well, I can rise above. I can rise above. I can rise above. And that always equates to, I'm going to ignore this and hope that it just skates by or ends all by itself. You know, like no conflict. No, that's bullshit. You have to confront this. And I think if anybody is trying to confront you with anything this week, they're going to get a really harsh awakening of you're not a violent person. It's not about violence. It's about come at me, because go ahead, try me. Go ahead, test me. You're not going to shake me. I know who I am. You can't tell me about myself when I know myself better than you do. You know, a lot of times people try to gaslight you. People try to misinterpret, or maybe they're not even intentionally gaslighting. Maybe they just misinterpreted something that you did, and ultimately you're like, okay, well, let me reconstruct the reality for you. Like, let me reconstruct the situation for you and remind you that this is how I intended it, and this was my intent. And like, you will provide the receipts. Aquariuses, everybody thinks they're flaky-headed, and sometimes you guys can be, but ultimately, because your traditional ruler is also Saturn, you can always come up with those damn receipts, and you will. And that's how you knock people out of the water, is when they think you're so disorganized because you're off in Aquarius land, and then you come back with the receipts and be like, no, I was actually keeping track. So just so that you know. You're sharp, you're intelligent, you're vigilant, and yes, you're going to be able to provide the receipts, and you're going to be able to feel really good about who you are. We have these two energies here in reverse that have come out. This is the Six of Swords, so being stuck, not being able to move forward, not being able to figure something out, especially like in terms of what was the best thing to move forward with, what was the best direction to go. This is either a lack of insight or a lack of ability to be able to put the like maybe you didn't have the information. There's something here, underlying energy, where you were just stuck in a situation where you didn't like things. You didn't like how things were working. You weren't enjoying the process. You were disappointed maybe with what you learned or what you saw. And so in other words, this could be like your first reaction this week is shock. Like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is going on. I can't believe this person is doing this to me, or my boss decided what they did. Like, whatever it is, this is a sense of confusion, this sense of, wait a second, I can't even put all this together about why this would happen. I'm really disappointed that it even did happen. there's some sort of disappointment in the way that things have transpired, or what you have learned, or, you know, not being able to use what you learned, or realize that this is a situation where you're going to have to relearn the situation because everything that you thought that you knew is now like upended, or really has kind of like almost like having the rug pulled out from underneath you, and now you're really unhappy with the circumstances and kind of in shock with, I don't know how to figure this out, because I didn't expect things to go this way. So your biggest enemy, at least initially in this energy, is going to be your own expectations of how you wished things had ended up, or where you wanted things to go, or maybe where you expected them to go. Got to get rid of those very clearly. So this is underlying energy. This is underlying energy because it showed up, came out underneath. That's where the cards landed. That's where I leave them. But on top, there's all these aspirations. There's all these being celebrated as somebody who's kind, and somebody who's wise, and somebody who knows, and somebody who's solid, and people like be somebody who's celebrated for being very loving and being very emotionally solid and emotionally secure. But underneath the surface, there's this level of disappointment and confusion and being stuck in something that you don't know how to handle, or that you don't know how to figure out, or maybe mired in even some sort of mental disorder that is like tugging you down, and that you can't sit, is getting in your way of being able to see the future clearly. So ultimately there is this dissonance going on with you this week. Happy birthday, Doug Denny. That seems to be creating a level of confusion. But the fact that first card out was your energy, this sense of, I know who I am, and this is an appearance. This is what I am. This is my truth. This is my sincerity. This is my clarity. And that's why I say you're going to have to confront this. There's no being polite and just letting whatever this situation is kind of skate under the surface. You're going to have to really confront this and answer and speak to it, and then get those receipts out. And I think that you are going to surprise people. Okay, give us a little bit more with regards to what's going on here for Aquarius, and which direction they need to move in. Yeah, this is something that's unjust. A bad decision was made, something that was toxic, something that was unbalanced, or somebody wasn't providing their fair share, or this energy of a partnership that fell apart, and I don't know, that it's destabilized, essentially. And then we have this card here. Maybe you spoke too quickly, spoke too soon, or attacking it, like no, but it's confronting it. That's what it's saying. It's like, you've got to confront this. You've got to start speaking on it and saying it. The confrontation of whatever this backwards mindset or way of thinking is or was. This is that sense of speak to it, talk to it, get after it, look after it, confront it. Okay, what is this? What is it, I guess, is what I'm saying. What is this conflict? Because there is this injustice here. Maybe a decision that was made against you. Maybe a bad choice that you made. No, this is a smoke screen. This is a fakeness. This is a trying to distract something or somebody trying to confuse the issues or distract the issues. Give almost like a smoke screen. Yeah, like a veil. That's what this is. This is a smoke screen. Smoke screen about things that don't matter, like putting these superfluous things out in front of people when they don't really matter, or being distracted. Maybe you got distracted by superfluous things. But that's what the clarifying card is. So this is some sort of smoke screen, okay? Page of Cups. Maybe this was something that started out kind, something that started out as an offer. It's like somebody was trying to offer you everything that you ever wanted. This was an offer that you thought was going to be so wonderful and so good, and really it was just a fucking smoke screen. Damn. Okay. It's like somebody was trying to get at you, to be honest with you. Yeah, like let me offer you, let me be kind, let me be caring. This is that sense of feeling strong enough, or you're in a position where you thought you could be open when maybe you weren't seeing the reality of the situation. Maybe you were just seeing the smoke screen of it, and you were just getting distracted by all the pretty things, or all the pretty things that were offered, when in reality it was sort of just a trap to kind of like stick you with some sort of unfair situation or unfair decision. Or this is a warning to say, watch out. If somebody's in your life right now that feels like, I'm giving you everything you want, I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm generous, watch the fuck out, because they could absolutely be love bombing you, just celebrating you, flattering you, all these words, there's a warning that's coming through, to be aware and to start looking deeper and to start demanding more to see how real this situation is. I don't care if it's at work or personal. The bottom line is there's some sort of smoke screen here that's trying to offer you everything that you want and feel really content and feel really wonderful, but underlying energy is this is gonna disappoint you. It's stuck energy, it's poor decision making, it's unbalanced. It's almost like somebody's trying to distract you from the fact that they're not giving you what they're not giving you what you want, or there is an unbalanced situation here. There is some sort of unfairness here. So what do we do then? 1111, clarity and awareness. So who is this? Who might this be? Where is this energy coming from? Hermit energy, Virgo energy. This could be either from Virgo, or it's not specifically a Virgo. It's somebody that you work with. It's somebody that you worked with, or it's somebody in the process. This could be very deceptive energy because it stays very quiet, but it's also very calculated. Hermit energy is maybe somebody was doing something, somebody who was doing something covertly underneath the surface, though the Hermit is in reverse. So maybe, they just, I don't know, whatever this was. So it's either a Virgo specifically, Aquarius, or it's not a Virgo specifically. It's somebody from work, if from work or about work, or that does the same work as you. Could also be somebody who told you that they were a healer, somebody who pretended to be some sort of a doctor or a nurse. So watch that. This may not be malefic energy so much as it is, contrasting points of view, as well as maybe somebody just didn't want to tell you something because they thought they'd upset you, or, not get what they wanted from you. So ultimately somebody was working here in silence. FYI. Okay, so now let's confront this issue head on and say, okay, well, what should Aquarius do about this situation? There's a fire sign here coming out. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's coming out, but I'm asking the question, you have to be confident. You have to look right at it. You have to take action. This could have been somebody, I don't know if you do creative work, a creative person. This could also be quite ambitious energy, somebody who does like the spotlight. This is an energy of somebody who has their own agenda and is not afraid to demonstrate it or show it. But it could also be calling you to arms and saying, take action now. Demonstrate your integrity, stand in your integrity, stand in your truth. Let everybody see everything. Right? Because you've got nothing to be ashamed of. The King of Wands is somebody that has a singular focus when it comes to their passion. So I don't know if this person is the one that's causing you shit right now, or confronting you somehow, but they're fucking showing up. And then what does Aquarius do? Let's get some resolution here. You definitely have to confront the situation. I pick that up intuitively from the very beginning, is that you have to pick something up here. Okay, let's get into these cards first and foremost. We're looking for answers as to the truth. This is Andromeda. This card always makes me think of you, because this is stranger in a strange land. And it's also telling me, learn the language of the natives here, because this is shocking you. That's the dissonance, right? You don't know how to really navigate in this circumstance as much as you think you do. So once again, put aside those expectations and look at it objectively and ask for help to navigate this new place, because you are definitely, this is strange to you. And there's more strangeness than I think you understood. Also, this sense of this person that you're dealing with, or this person that's causing these issues, could have been an outsider, could have somehow just been somebody that doesn't communicate the same way as you. It's almost like this sense of not knowing the culture, not knowing the customs, so things might have looked differently to them than you intended, something like that. But it's definitely a sense of you're not in Kansas anymore. And by Kansas, I don't mean the literal state. I mean the state of normality. You're not in your state of normality. So know that you are a stranger in a strange land when it comes to the situation. And it's going to take you a lot of help to navigate it, and a lot of translation, because there's things that you're missing here. You know, there's just things that you're not picking up because you would never see them that way, or you would never think that somebody would interpret it this way, but they have, and they do, and it's their viewpoint of reality. And that's what you have to see. That's the secret to you figuring this out. You have to see things through their eyes and from their perspective, and understand that they may actually be speaking truth, even though it's not true about you. They may be speaking their truth because this was their interpretation. So ultimately, I think that it's going to take the secret to success in the situation that we're talking about. Happy birthday, Dagani. Is setting aside your expectations and setting aside your interpretation, and then sort of understanding where the other party is coming from somehow. And it's not to concede to what they're putting at you, but it's to understand how to combat it clearly, because there's something here that's, I feel, in some ways getting lost in translation. Can we help Aquarius a little bit? No, there's accepting instability. There's destabilization of your morals, your ethics, your certainty. You've never been here before. That's what it's saying. There's a change in value. Somebody has different values than you that you're dealing with. And so ultimately, maybe they wanted different things. That's kind of what it's saying. Whoever you're dealing with wanted or aspired for very different things. They see value in very different ways than you see value. Yeah, and it's causing a destabilization of sorts. Oh yeah. Yeah, you didn't realize that somebody wanted it this bad or was taking things that way. I think somebody held back their emotions from you. They weren't telling you how they felt, or at least how you were making them feel. They weren't very clear on they're being intentionally ambiguous about what they feel now. I think they're deciding to not decide, or you're deciding to not decide. It's kind of saying don't make such a quick assumption, because there's still a lot going on behind the surface. So what is that? I don't want to make them paranoid here. What is it? What is it? Somebody's not telling you that they have options. Maybe somebody doesn't want you to know. I think that's a key. I just got like a little light that went off in my head. That's a key. Somebody doesn't want you to know that they have options, or that they were making these considerations, or some sort of considerations. Somebody doesn't want you to know. But I think come that new moon, that's going to happen in a couple of days. If you're watching this just when I upload it, you're going to realize that you do have some options. Let's go to the extended. There's still a lot more to know, and I hope that you come with me. Link is down below, and I've also pinned it to the top of the comment section. I'll see you guys there.